uh,
Oh,
professionals.
okay.
We're professionals.
I literally swear that I keep hearing Aqua meow over there, but he keeps saying it's Violet. Violet?
It
I
is.
can't, but like I swear to you, I hear you meow.
It is not me. I look. I may be a cringy cat boy, but I don't meow. Only on my
Oh,
cats.
y'all are gonna
So
hear it. Y'all are really gonna hear it in this video. He's going to fucking meow.
I'm not going to meow at all. I don't know what you mean. Also, the red light's on.
I guess. Okay,
Yeah,
I
thanks,
wanna
Dad.
I wanna do a really quick disclaimer. You guys know that I did not have a video come out a few days ago, and you guys know we do videos every Wednesday and Friday. My microphone will not work to save its life, so if my microphone randomly cuts out, you're gonna see Aqua get up and just start tap dancing. Bear with me, please, because
Yeah.
I need to get these
I'm
videos
also,
done.
yeah, she needs the video done. I need to take tap dancing lessons at some point in my life. So you're just gonna see me flail around like a bunch of limbs. So good luck with that, guys.
He's gonna go
Premium
full
content.
footloose on you.
Yep, premium content without the paywall. They're more than welcome to donate. I'll take tips.
Well, surprisingly, I guess with as far as this video goes, like we typically record videos a few weeks in advance. Like at most, I think we have like a month worth of videos coming out before we record our next one. But this one actually gets uploaded basically a few days after. So we have what, like 3 weeks until Christmas?
Oh my god, yeah, we do. Yeah, 3 weeks
Insane.
until Christmas. Christmas.
Insane.
I just keep remembering the lines in my head. Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. All that good stuff. I think I'm just old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, another small disclaimer, I have really bad anemia and I am also iron deficient and my iron has bottomed out. So I don't feel good. I flew up.
She did throw up. She did throw up.
So I'm not high energy like I usually am, but that is okay.
We're making it. We're making
Today,
it. Somehow, some way, we're making it.
Today, I have something controversial to say, but we're going to go ahead and get into it first. We are discussing Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal by Meghan Quinn. This is book 2 in... What is the series called? Kringleton Christmas is the series name. But this is book 2. This is book 2 to How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. This one revolves around Max. I don't know if you guys remember Max from book 1, but this is now his story.
He went far from being Max the dog from how, the Grinch Stole Christmas act and, panting in front of a stage. Just thought I'd put that out there.
I am gonna do my rating really early.
First?
I am gonna do my rating first because if you guys remember, How My Neighbor Stole Christmas was a 5 out of 5. It was easily like a 10 out of 5 for both of us. And then I don't know if you guys remember. Right. And I don't know if you guys remember, but we specifically did like the best of the best. It was like a showdown of all of our 5-star rated books, and we did a showdown on what the best book of 2024 was, and How My Neighbor Stole Christmas won book of the year for us.
Yep, it did.
Keep that in mind.
And I struggle with that book and My Neighbor's a Vampire, and I really love that one too. But How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, just chef's kiss, just not just essentially a chef smooch. Like it was so funny, so good, loved it.
We'll definitely keep that in mind. Everything we're saying.
Yeah.
But I think with my rating up front, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to give this book a 3.5-star rating. And I feel like I'm only, even though what I'm about to say goes against everything that we've ever said on this podcast, I think I'm giving it a 3.5 rating because of how much I loved the original book, like the first book. In actuality, this book probably, in my personal opinion, deserves a 3, but I am going to stick with the 3.5 as of right now. It might change by the end of the video, but it's a 3.5 right now.
I think that's fair. I'm not gonna lie. When I first listened to the book, I guess I'll go ahead and give my rating too. I'm going with also pretty much a 3.5 out of 5 for the most part. There was quite a few things I did enjoy about it, legitimately enjoy, but it didn't have that same kringle. It didn't have the same kringle as the first book.
I am genuinely shocked. Genuinely shocked to hear that.
I will give my explanation. It is slightly biased. It is a little slightly biased.
Wow.
But there were some things I did kind of enjoy because it was sort of what how certain things kind of played out.
Where did you go? Hello?
And so, hello?
Did you need to go take a piss and you fucking took us with you?
What? No.
Did you not leave your mic at all?
No, my mic is right here in my face. If I wanted to, I could probably lick my microphone.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely sounded like you just decided to peace out mid-sentence.
That is odd. That is so odd.
Well, very quickly.
Oh my goodness. I know exactly why.
Well, super quickly, if you guys are new here and you guys aren't really familiar with how we work on Night Court Narrative, when Aqua is here and when he and I do videos together, we do somewhat discuss our thoughts and feelings on the book throughout the week. However, 99.9% of the time, we don't tell anything or each other anything. We don't tell our... I mean, I kind of hinted towards my rating, but we don't really tell our rating. We don't really tell what we like, what we dislike. We kind of just discuss the book as a general statement, but we don't actually tell each other anything until the day of the podcast.
The details.
Right. Oh my God, crispy.
Yeah. So, funny story, real quick. Off
Did you unplug your mic?
It is plugged in. Is it still doing the thing?
No, but...
No, it's because, okay, so my Discord decided to, for some reason, just automatically switch to my computer's camera microphone instead of my headset that I spent a lot of money on. Because, yes, that's why. Hey guys, professional YouTubers
I know.
here.
Literally, that's what I said at the beginning. We're having so many audio issues, so this video is gonna be rough, but please bear with us. There's so many issues. But anyway.
If anything, just go down in the comments and have your fun ripping at us if you want to. Go for it.
You know, actually, count how many technical difficulties you find and put them in the comments. But yeah, what were you saying whenever your mic decided to shit itself?
Yeah. So there were things about kind of some of the dynamics, kind of how some things were kind of laid out that I actually enjoyed. But it was more on structure than it was on content, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because it was known for a lot of its content, especially for the first book. The world building was so good. I felt the kringle. I felt the Christmas. This one, not so much, unfortunately.
Well, and then this one too, it kind of annoyed me, and this is one of the things I did actually discuss with Aqua beforehand. If you remember How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, Max was this quirky, outgoing, goofy ball of energy, and he had his own distinct personality. He was a very complex character, in my personal opinion. There was so much to him. It was insane. In this book, not so much. And in this book, it was kind of weird because instead of being the quirky, outgoing, hilarious ball of sunshine, he was actually a very, dare I say, boxy ball of anxiety. He was very left field. It was completely an exact opposite of everything that book one had him. It didn't even feel like the same character. Like, I actually wondered throughout majority of the book if I was even reading the correct book with how different his personality was from book one to book two.
Yeah. It. You know what? I just thought it's a really good comparison. So, this may be just showing more of my age, but I kind of agree because it's not. He's not very the same. Like on the first book, he had like a little. Like I felt like a little smooth, a little suaveness to him. You know, he's still a
Yes.
bit of a goofball, but the homeboy seems like really well put together. You can still have a well put together person, but still have anxiety on top of that. And like, and in the first book, in the second book, lots of rambling to a very uh, absurd amount, which is a little funny to me. I'll be honest, it piques my humor, which is a little why it's a little lighter on the grading score. But on the first book, like he was good with like quips. He was good with like having such a amazing like friendly like unique bond with Cole, which was the main character on the previous book, on My Neighbor. On this one, the one thing that was able to ground me to Max was how they talked to each other. So Max felt like Max when he was with Cole. That's it.
Yeah,
And
pretty
so,
much.
and the
Point blank, period,
comparison,
full stop. I mean, literally.
yeah, and the comparison is okay. George of the Jungle. First movie had Brendan Fraser. Second movie, which they broke the fourth wall, said they couldn't afford Brendan Fraser, so they got someone else to be a semi look-alike. Not gonna lie, second George of the Jungle did pretty good, but still wasn't Brendan Fraser. But he was still good. This one, same situation, except second Max wasn't as great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And then, are you ready for the controversial thing? Oh, we're gonna get canceled.
Oh boy, because like she was saying earlier, we don't share any like thoughts yet because we also don't want to give each other too many details because it could end up spoiling. Because usually she's always ahead of me when we read, or like sometimes in rare cases I'm ahead of her when we read. And you know we try to like if we're on par, we might like react at the same time, like like gasp or gasp in Hispanic, things like that, you know. And when we message each other. But other than that, we keep things very generic. So I was forewarned. I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think my heart's ready.
So,
I got this. Violet told me.
so this is very controversial. Very, very controversial. And I'm going to upset so many people with this. Okay. I love Teddy Hamilton as a voice actor. Like, if you're doing the audiobook, I do, in fact, love Teddy Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Hamilton was the voice of Max in this book.
Yeah.
I am so sick and fucking tired of hearing Teddy Hamilton in every single book. Oh my god. Give the role to someone else. And I understand, but Teddy Hamilton is nice. I get that. His voice is great. I get that. When he does spicy scenes, he makes the giblets tingle. I get that. I'm so tired of hearing Teddy Hamilton's voice in every single book because at this point, it's not even Teddy Hamilton at this point. Like, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not hearing Max. I'm not hearing... And like, to be honest with you though, I understand Max had a different voice actor because it was the voice
Not the
actor...
giblets.
Well, like in the first book, the guy that voiced Cole also did the voice of Max. I get that. And I understand it's supposed to be a different whatever. But I don't think Teddy Hamilton's personality did Max any justice in this book. And I think that's also part of the reason why I just feel like it was completely different. It was literally a completely different guy. And I'm not talking about the voice acting. I'm just talking about the way he was written, his whole, like, how he was portrayed as a person. He is a completely different character than the person that we read in the first book. And I really do kind of think Teddy Hamilton had a little bit to do with it as far as how the character was portrayed and perceived in like the audiobook fashion. But I don't know. I didn't enjoy the fact that Teddy was a part of this book. I didn't. I'm sorry. And I am a massive Teddy Hamilton fan. Love him. Yes, I look forward to him being the narrator, but for this book, it wasn't it. Sorry.
I will say, and you'll be surprised to hear this, I kind of agree. Maybe not to the exact statement, but what I definitely do
Your
agree
giblets don't tingle?
is that. Well, I never said that. I do agree that they should have had the original voice actor for Max in this one. Whenever Cole and Max were together, there were like one or two times where I confused the two. And I'm like, wait, why is Max holding? Hold on. Oh wait, no. Oh, that's Cole. Okay, using the exact same
Agreed.
thing. And when the voice actor was acting like Cole, perfect. Acting like Max, mm, yeah, yeah. No, the whole thing with like the voice actor and things like that. I really wish from the first book and when they went to the second book, they kept the entire um, cast because one, Max's voice on the first book was very, very unique and stands out. It fits the image of his character so well when it was described to us on the first book. And on the second one, like every time, and don't get me wrong, great voice actor, I agree, but it just, it definitely, I
It
would say
wasn't
no matter
him.
what, it wasn't him. It does not fit. It it couldn't, I couldn't hold on to it. I know we probably shouldn't be that way, but it's really hard when the first book did so well. They had put in so much work, so much effort. I can get by with some small changes to some of the other characters, you know?
But the way he
But
was written, though, was literally night and day. Like, it doesn't even, at the end of the day, it
yeah,
doesn't have anything to even do with, like, narration, all that. Like, if you take the
yeah,
audiobook completely out of this equation, the way that Meghan Quinn wrote him in the first versus this one is completely different. It's like
yeah.
she had forgotten the fact that this was Max in the book and named a whole
Mm.
different character Max, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I was gonna get to that too. Because I think that even with the correct voice actor and the way how it was written, the original voice actor for Max would have helped out a lot, but it still would have been way different because of also how he was written.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, yeah, no, I agree
100%.
with that. Yeah, I agree completely with that. And
And
it
then,
bothered me. I think that's
oh
my
yeah.
main gripe. That
Mm-hmm.
was my main gripe. That alone, from like the very first few sentences, hearing Max, I'm like, I keep thinking Cole every single time. And after a while, I guess I got used to it, but it's still like gnawed in the back of my head. And that alone would make this book for me never a 5.0.
Right.
I
And
hate to say that.
even
Yeah.
because I'm actually moving on to my second point right now, but to finish up, like to wrap up my personal first point too, there was a scene specifically in this book where Max ends up getting like a crowbar, a bat, some sort of weapon, like
Crowbar.
blunt off. Yeah, right. So it was a
Hmm.
crowbar. He ends up going to the house next to him, or like the farm next to him, and he peeks through the window, gets hit, blah blah blah. Officers are involved, whatever. If you read book one, that's something that Max would have never done.
Yeah.
Like
A
that
lot of the
was
actions that were done were too, like, I felt like maybe they were trying really hard to make Max like, for some reason, more than what he is, when the way how he was in the first book was already fantastic. And
Yeah.
I think maybe they were just trying too hard.
I think so too, because like I
I
said,
think they're just trying too hard.
okay, so that's like, here's the equivalent for people who may not have read the book, or maybe you agree. That's kind of like, you have book 1 is about Spider-Man. He swings on webs, you know? He is in a red suit. He swings on webs. Perfect. Book 2, we have a guy in a red suit. He's attempting to swing on webs, but instead uses blasters on his hands. And oh, look, it's Iron Man. You know what I mean? But his name is
Yeah.
still Spider-Man. Like, that's kind of the vibe. Like, they portrayed his, like, looks to be the same, but nothing else was the same. And it just really turned me off about it. But
Oh my god, it felt like Disney minus.
it was really bad. And, like, my second
Yeah.
part, though, my next 2 points, we have our female main character. Her name is Betty. I did not like her. I disliked Betty more than I disliked Kira in book 3 of Dream Harbor. When I literally say Betty is the equivalent of a dumb bimbo that is just full of self-pity and dumbassery, that is basically what Betty is. And the amount of times I was in Aqua's DMs, because I don't remember the exact instance, but she was like, I can't believe you did this. And he's like, but let me explain. And she's like, but I don't want you to explain because you did this. But let me explain. No, because you did this. So he now starts explaining what he did. And she said, but you still did it. And he was like, but this is why. Okay, but you did it. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, well, maybe I should forgive him, but he did this. And, like, literally, that was 1 chapter. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm, like, bashing my head against the wall because of the repetitiveness. And I'm just like, I understand that you're writing this character to be, like, obviously she's standing her ground. You know, she's uncomfortable with the fact that he was basically peeping Tom. She's uncomfortable with the fact that, you know, she doesn't know this guy and he is, you know, crossing every boundary possible. But the way that she was written is just completely, like, she is pointing, like, blame on every other character in the book, and she, like, takes zero accountability for even anything that she did. And it really rubs me wrong. I really did not like her character design. I did not like any of, like, how she was written and all of that. And then my second point, or I guess maybe third at this point, my third point, I did not like the narrator. The narrator, the narrator in book 1 was hilarious. I wanted so much more narrator. I just wanted him every 2 seconds. He was perfect. He was funny. Him and Cole were going back and forth. There was some fourth wall breaking. It was insane. You know, he was there in this book. There was fourth wall breaking. It was kind of funny.
You said, like, there wasn't enough of him, is what you meant.
No, I didn't like him. He fell flat.
Oh.
He fell very flat, and I think it's because he didn't feel like the same person. He didn't feel like the same narrator. And he might be a different narrator because, yeah, he's not Cole's narrator. This is Max's narrator. But with how the author set it up, he's supposed to be the same narrator back and forth. And even Max says that he was like, oh, are you the voice that Cole heard in his head? And he was like, yeah. But, like, he's not the same narrator that made me fall in love with him in the first book. He wasn't as funny. He wasn't as witty. He wasn't as one-liner. He wasn't it.
I think maybe it's because the dynamic was also very different too. For Cole was very like annoyed with the narrator, mostly because of the situations in the book, you know, breaking the fourth wall. He'd be like, "Hey, why are you calling me this and that? You know, I'm not really like that." And it's like, yeah, sure, and then gives a little quip or whatever. They had the fun. They had like back and forth, like kind of like banter. Like ripping each other a little bit. But of course, the narrator got the last laugh. And this one,
But
like some of them were kind of funny because I liked it when it was like, "You're my favorite," or like, "This is why you're my favorite," things like that. He was very like romancy. So I think maybe it's just because on this one he didn't really like have the time to really like show off like his quips, like the stuff that was really good for him on the first one.
did
I
he
think
not
maybe
have time to show off
that's it.
his quips, or was he just horribly written?
Could be, well, I want to say the first one, but it could, but it could be both. It could definitely be both.
I don't know. And you know what? Since I'm on a roll,
Mhm.
it's like it's kind of like going off what I just said though. This overbearing forced hatred towards one another just got really, really fucking old. And I didn't perceive it as, oh, they're forced haterating one another because they're flirting. No, it just became so overbearing. And then when we finally get our very first spice scene, and like we finally get our spice scene, it was literally a copy of and paste of every other romance book on the shelf. And I hated it. It had no spark, no uniqueness, no sense of urgency. It was just boring
Mhm.
and kind of awkward.
I will say that when the spice part came, and like once they first had it, and like how it became like the next few chapters, where like half of it was just that, and then context or like content.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I actually will honestly 100% say the spice in this book gets a 0 out of 5 rating for me. The spice was so horribly done, in my personal opinion. It, like I said, like just a minute ago,
If that makes sense.
it had no uniqueness. There was no added spice, like flavor. There was no added dynamic. There was no added substance. There was nothing. It was literally copy and paste. And I'm so tired of it. Like, can we please get uniqueness? And I know, like, I keep using that word, but like, I can read 10 dark romance books and they're all different from one another. But you pick up a romance book, it's the same plot, same scene, same spice, same banter, same everything all across the board. And I am tired of it. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I know you read more stuff than I do, so like you would have more context to work off of. For me, I just didn't really care because I mean, yeah, it's a romance, but it doesn't mean that for me the spice shouldn't be like 5, 6, 7 chapters worth of being half of the entire chapter's whole worth.
Which
Like
that's not what
I
I'm
think
saying, but I'm just saying.
no, I know. For me though, for me on this book in particular, like I think there was like too much of it because like every chapter after they first started, every chapter, half of the entire chapter was that, and then everything else.
Well, yeah, but then
I
if you
guess
look at
I kind of got annoyed
every.
because it's just the same thing over and over again.
Exactly. Because if you
Yeah.
look at the spice scene, every chapter, it doesn't matter what it is, it's the same thing every single time. And I've read it twice already in the book. I don't need 10 more chapters of the exact same thing. Like, did you even fully
Yeah.
write it, or are you just copy and pasting the chapter from above? I'm confused.
Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna say. Because even though I read less, even for me, it was repetitive of the same thing.
Yeah.
Just going based on only this book, which was like really annoying,
Yeah.
if that
And
makes sense.
Too, this is a personal thing with me. So don't take this next critique to heart, anyone, or feel free to just ignore me altogether. I really found, what is her name, Story? From the first book?
Mm-hmm.
I found Max's and Story's dynamic in this book in particular so inappropriate and so weird. And this is a hot take, so again, ignore me.
Take it with a grain of salt, as they say.
Okay, so after the very first spy scene, right? Max texts Cole and basically says XYZ, this is what happened. And Cole specifically says, bro, I don't want to personally hear that. Please don't text me. And he's like, oh, come on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he then texts Cole's wife the same thing, and they have a whole literal 3/4 of a chapter talking about how he shaboinked Betty, and like his wife was asking like explicit details, like she was asking for the nitty-gritty, and he was so open about it. I felt like that was very weird. If your dude best friend doesn't want to hear it and is simply saying, hey, I don't find this appropriate right now, I don't want to listen to it, you shouldn't have that relationship with his wife to go and not only cross the boundaries that he set, but then also like do it tenfold. Me personally, with my personal IRL morals, I didn't like that. Personally, it turned me off completely.
Mm-hmm. That's understandable.
Like, I don't know. I don't like that. I feel like boundaries were crossed. I feel like, their friendship wasn't respected. And I, once again, do not feel like that was a very Max thing to do. But, of course, going into a completely different book with the same character, I just feel like it was two completely different people. And I don't know. I did not appreciate that personally.
Honestly, if I felt like it was like the real Max, I don't think he would go into details. He'd just be like, dude, I touched down. And it was great. It was magical. Like, and not giving out like all the whole details. You know what I mean? I feel like he'd be like a lot more tactful about it, if that makes sense. That's how I feel like real, like, book one Max would be.
Well, and then
You know what I
that's
mean?
the thing though too, but like thinking about it in an IRL sense though, that is so fucking disgusting. Because like
Yeah.
personally, now I understand, I'm just gonna use us as an example. If you messaged explicit and you're like, hey, I made blah 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 blah, and we did blah blah blah, and he was like, hey, respectfully, bro, I don't really feel comfortable with this conversation. Can we just not talk about it? And you're like, bet. And then I receive a message with the exact same stuff, I would feel very uncomfortable because I would be like, okay, I understand you and I are best friends. We've been best friends for 20 years. I get that. But if personally he says he's uncomfortable with it, please don't pull me into that as well, because then I'm now, even though I might be okay with it, like in the case of like the book, like talking about like Story,
Yeah.
even though I might be okay with it, you're now crossing lines and now you're causing arguments in the background. Like, does that make sense? Am I making sense?
No, I see what you're talking about. Because it can cause some conflict. You can be like, it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? This and the other. Why are you allowing it? I would not. It could cause issues.
I just feel like it was very disrespectful. And I understand it's just a book. I get that. I just found that it was a very disrespectful thing to do. And I don't think that, if Max truly loves Cole as much as both books have, stated, I feel like that was easily a contradiction that created, for, in my personal opinion, plot holes. Sorry.
No, that's alright. But no, I see what you mean. Yeah, it does create a bit of a character hole in terms of what he should be for the most part. If that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Like, it just,
Mm-hmm.
it contradicted everything that we know about him as a character, even his peeping Tom with a crowbar sense, everything that we
Oh, you know what?
True to life, I
You
guess.
just reminded me of something.
Yeah.
Light bulb. Okay, so peeping tom part. The thing on the first book. Okay, huge indication of the difference between book 1 max and book 2 max. Book 1 max will be just straight up. It'd be like, why not just go up and talk to her? Why not just go and say it? Because that's how he was in the first book when
Mm-hmm.
they were like trying about like talk about like feelings with Cole and Story. Is like, why don't you just ask her? You know, or like
Yep.
when they were doing the whole competition, they'll be like, well, you never know, but you should just go ask. You know, just go and do it like a normal person. In book 2, there was absolutely none of that in any situation.
Mm-mm. None.
None. You just gave me like an
No,
unlocked
because
like
oh my
detailed
god,
note for me.
no. Because like
You see what I'm saying,
literally
though?
second light bulb, no, because like for real, because even Cole, the roles were reversed, and even Cole in this
Yeah,
book, he
yeah,
literally said,
exactly.
why don't you just go to the farm and see who's there and talk to them? And he's like, no, and then waits until dead of the night, pulls a fucking crowbar, goes through everything, goes to the fucking farm, and then peeps through the window.
Yeah, just to see who's there. Just, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. The roles were reversed completely. That'd be more of a that would seem more of a Cole thing because Cole was already like having like severe issues, but even then, Cole wouldn't even care in the first place.
But then in
He'd want to
my,
avoid them.
you know, my very last point, I just want to get this out super quick and then we can just discuss whatever. My very last point is that this book, in my personal opinion, Aqua might have different feelings, different understandings, whatever. In my personal opinion, this book, between chapter 1 to chapter 20, there was zero plot whatsoever. No plot. I mean, we get like maybe a little sprinkle, and I don't want to even say it's plot. It was more like world building, in my personal opinion. But the first 20 chapters of the book was literally them going back and forth on you did this, finger point, I hate you, don't ever talk to me, I'm not talking to you, I need to talk to you, oh my god, but you did this, finger point. And it was literally an endless looped cycle
I'm just arguing.
just arguing, but it wasn't even different arguments. It was the same argument over and over and over again. And finally, after chapter 20, it did start getting a little bit interesting, which did kind of give half of a star back because this book wasn't the worst. If you're comparing it to book 1, I personally think it's trash compared to the first one. But if you're looking at it as we do as a standalone, this book wasn't that bad. So a 3.5 star is warranted. Yeah, I can see that. But if you're looking for continuity throughout the books, and if you're looking for, you know, plot and world building and all that, it's not here. And it shouldn't take 20 chapters to get there.
I would say the only world building that came after is that Story and Cole are married and had 2 kids and third one in the oven.
And that is literally it.
Yeah.
And also...
and that her sister Taryn and Guy, not Gus, Guy, they're married, living there in Kringle, and also with a baby in the oven. There's your continuity. Oh, and that Max now has a girlfriend named Betty.
And then, you know...
who also becomes married and with a kid in the oven.
Barf.
There you go.
Barf.
That's your continuity.
Okay, now, mind you, let me also, like, you know, I'm sorry. You pissed me off. Not you, but, like, this book. You pissed me off.
Oh, just give me the continuity for the people.
They're all married. They're all pregnant. Holy fuck. Oh, uniqueness. Oh my god. And then, you know what? And then, you know, new people, new viewers are going to be like, is she always like this? No, but this pissed me off. But then, oh my god, you know, if the lack of plot was enough to steer you away from this book, you want to know what the actual plot was? You want to know? Do you want to know? Okay, so Max.
I think Violence wants to know because Violence has no idea what we're talking about, don't you, Violence?
You know what? Max has like a Christmas tree farm ish, you know? Guess what Betty's there to do? She's opening up a Christmas tree farm right next to them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm so mad.
And,
I'm so mad.
well, and the plot is to convince her to be like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I think I have to. No, I'm sorry. I do. After talking about it, I have to lower my rating. My rating is going down to a 3 because, you know, in the heat of the moment, a 3.5 is warranted. But when you actually fully sit down and think of all of the mishaps in this book and the different shit that went on, yeah, I'm sorry. This book is a 3 max. I'm sorry. Does it deserve anything lower than a 3? Depends on who you are. Depends on how you look for it or look at it. But me personally, a 3 is where it's at.
Yeah, which is still a pretty average rating.
But me personally,
I'm gonna stick with my 3.0 because if I say 3.25, she will pop a blood vessel. So I'll stick with the 3.5. You don't like my my sub points.
3.25 is fine. I can. I mean, in this case, I think I just fucking hate this book, and I'm willing to let you do a lower rating.
Oh, you're doing it out of spite. I am both appalled yet proud at the same time.
I think.
Oh man.
You know.
Okay, look, guys. For those who may not know us, we have a very friendship, and half the stuff I do is just to annoy the crap out of her. The fact that she's actually like encouraging it terrifies me. Oh,
genuinely, this is not the worst book I've read this year because if you guys have not read Blood of Hercules,
that's not good. I haven't read that one yet.
Oh, I made a whole. Oh, I guess you didn't see that episode.
Look, listen.
Literally.
I am very behind. I am very bad at watching YouTube nowadays. If I'm lucky enough, I'll watch one music video in 1 week.
Oh, I feel that. And you know what? I'm willing to read the second book just to shit on the author yet again. It is.
Talk about spite reading. Maybe it might be a new episode.
I will also go as far as making a second video of the first book if you want me to reread it and if you read it with me. I will make a whole set. I do not care. I hate that book. Hate that book with a burning fucking passion.
All right, viewers. So you guys already know. Are you guys watching this? You guys have to go see that episode now. It's kind of have to at this point.
And if I ever, in my right fucking mind, ever hear Spartan, what was it? Spartan soldier with a Spartan gun ever again in my fucking life, I will gouge my own eyes out.
Oh my goodness. Did they just keep saying that over and over again?
It is literally a book about Hercules, but Hercules is gender bent, so her name is actually Alexis. And it's like, what? It's like 1200 BC, but written in modern time. And the writing has nothing but pure TikTok brain rot cringe. One of I'm so mad right now.
We went from one book. You're so mad. You went from one book to a completely different book.
I fucking hate this. One phrase is pussy power.
What?
She.
Okay.
Hold on.
This is the moment in the video where things typically go off script, or off script. You don't use scripts. But no, out of context and left field. We have reached this portion of that video, just so the viewers are fully aware. Oh, and there were spoilers on this book, by the way, in case you haven't realized it yet.
Another thing she said, and I literally fucking quote. You ready?
I'm ready.
What in the fuckity fucker?
What?
You want another one?
That's not something
Free.
you would say.
I will end this friendship faster than it began. You want to know the next one? Free the
Yes.
nipple and lips. You want the next one? You're serving cunt.
Okay. What? Okay. I don't even
Now,
want to read the. I don't even want to read the book. No, that's kind of stupid.
you know, and think about like, how do I want to say this?
Is
Think
it
about.
supposed to be a parody book, or is it supposed to be like a serious like
Oh no,
storytelling?
she's dead ass serious. And to make it even fucking worse, the author has some sort of degree in something history related. With that, this is Night Court Narrative. I'm Elvish. This is Aqua. Goodbye, y'all.
Hold on. My brain hurts.